I want you to take a breath because what I am about to tell you is not something meant for the ordinary. It is the kind of message that arrives only when the spiritual atmosphere shifts, when something in the unseen collapses so something greater can rise in its place. And I need you to hear this with the depth of your soul. Someone has been planning against you, orchestrating quietly, hoping to see you fall. But heaven just intervened. I can feel it as clearly as I feel the air around me. A divine interruption has disrupted the very plans that were meant to break you. I know you may not fully see it yet, but the moment I say these words, something inside you recognizes the truth. You've carried the weight of battles that no one around you understood. You've been blamed for storms you didn't create, punished for the light you were born with, treated as though your worth was negotiable. And still, you continued. Still, you rose every day with dignity, even when confusion pressed against your chest like a stone. That perseverance is not normal. It is the mark of the chosen ones, those who are spiritually coded for endurance far beyond the average human heart. And whether you've embraced it or resisted it, you are one of them. There is a reason your life has never felt simple or predictable. There is a reason people have been strangely threatened by your existence long before you even understood the power you carry. The spiritual realm recognized you before you recognized yourself. That's why the attacks began so early, so quietly, and so consistently. Not because you were weak, but because darkness always tries to sabotage what heaven has marked. You've walked through seasons where betrayal showed up in the faces of people you trusted. Seasons where silence felt like abandonment and where unanswered prayers made you question whether God truly saw you. But here's what I want you to understand. The very moments when you felt unseen were the moments heaven was watching most closely. You were not being ignored. You were being observed, protected, evaluated, and prepared for a level of responsibility and purpose that requires spiritual muscle. I am telling you this because I can sense that you're standing on the edge of something you can't yet name. You've been feeling unusual pressure, unusual dreams, unusual instincts pulling at you from within. Maybe you've felt waves of discomfort around certain people for no logical reason. Maybe you've been feeling pushed to step away from environments that once felt familiar. That is divine intervention in motion. Heaven is pulling you away from what is plotting against you before the attack even reaches its final stage. But let me say this clearly. Someone has underestimated who you are. They assumed you were unprotected because you were quiet. They assumed you were weak because you were kind. They assumed you were unaware because you chose peace over confrontation. What they did not know is that the chosen ones never walk alone. Favor has been trailing you, angels have been guarding you, and timing has been aligning in ways your enemies cannot comprehend. Even when you were doubting yourself, heaven was not doubting you. I can feel the spiritual fingerprints on your story. Moments when things should have gone wrong but didn't. Connections that dissolved for no apparent reason. Sudden intuition telling you not to trust someone. Unexplained delays that frustrated you at the time but protected you from harm. That is what divine intervention looks like before it's understood. The universe bends around the chosen ones long before the chosen ones learn how to recognize it. You were never meant to be crushed by what attacked you. You were meant to be awakened by it. Every betrayal refined you. Every disappointment redirected you. Every hidden plan formed against you forced your spirit into a deeper level of sensitivity, discernment, and spiritual maturity. The pain was not random, it was curriculum. And now that you've learned what you needed, heaven is stepping in to shut down every assignment meant to drain, distract, or destroy your destiny. There is a shift taking place around you right now, even in this very moment. I can feel the tension in the spiritual atmosphere loosening. The pressure you've been feeling is not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that something was breaking open. Divine intervention always arrives with a sense of internal movement, something urging you not to settle, something pushing you to rise, something whispering that change is closer than you think. You have been misunderstood for so long that part of you started to believe the stories others projected onto you. But those false narratives are collapsing now. As heaven intervenes, clarity is returning, strength is returning, favor is returning. What once felt like heavy fog around your identity is lifting. You are beginning to see yourself without distortion, without the weight of others' insecurities pressed against your character. I need you to understand one more thing. The people who plotted against you did not know the cost of touching someone who is spiritually chosen. They thought they were targeting a person, but they were interfering with a destiny. They thought they were manipulating events, but they were stepping into divine territory. And heaven does not remain silent when a chosen soul is targeted. Intervention is not a possibility, it is a promise. Right now, forces you cannot see are rearranging the path in front of you. Conversations are being exposed, intentions are being revealed, hidden enemies are being unmasked. People who were once confident in their plans against you are now experiencing confusion, setbacks, and internal conflict. They are losing access to you, losing influence over you, losing the spiritual permission they once had to interfere with your peace. Not because you retaliated, but because heaven finally said, "Enough. I am telling you this so you can breathe again, so you can stop questioning whether you imagined the struggles you faced. So you can stop blaming yourself for the actions of those who chose darkness over integrity. You were fighting a spiritual battle without even realizing it, but you survived. You endured. You kept your heart from becoming as cold as the hands that hurt you. And that is why divine intervention has arrived. Heaven protects what remains pure after warfare. And now something new begins for you. Not a chapter, but a transformation. A rising that even you didn't know you were capable of. You are stepping into a season where everything that once worked against you will begin working for you. Not by human effort, but by divine orchestration. Because you are not ordinary, you never were. You are chosen, and heaven has just proven it. I want you to understand something that most people never recognize about their own lives. The battles you have survived were not random, and they were never small. You have walked through spiritual territories that would have broken many others. Yet here you are, listening, breathing, still able to feel, still able to hope. Do you know how powerful that makes you? Do you know how many invisible victories you won without ever realizing you were in a war? Let me take you into the truth of your own journey, because heaven witnessed what the world ignored. There were nights when the heaviness in your spirit didn't come from sadness alone. It came from unseen warfare pressing against you. You were fighting battles that weren't just emotional, they were spiritual. You felt drained without knowing why. You woke up tired even after sleeping. You sensed tension in rooms where nothing had been said. That wasn't imagination, that was spiritual resistance. Forces recognizing your potential long before you claimed it. And through all of it, you kept going. That endurance is one of the clearest signs of a chosen one. You survived things you never had the language to describe. If the world saw the depth of the storms you've walked through, they would call you a miracle. But miracles rarely announce themselves. They are born quietly in the shadows where only God can see. And God saw everything. The moments when you tried to hide your pain so you wouldn't burden others. The moments when you stayed strong for people who would not have done the same for you. The moments when you doubted yourself but kept walking anyway. Heaven does not overlook that kind of strength. It amplifies it. You have been walking with a resilience that doesn't come from this world. You were shaped by every trial, sharpened by every disappointment, refined by every loss. And the enemy thought those moments would crush you, not realizing they were molding you into someone unstoppable. There were days when the weight of life pushed you to your knees, but what the darkness didn't realize is that kneeling puts you in the perfect position to rise with greater force. Your comeback was being designed even as your heart was breaking. But here is the part I need you to truly hear. Your adversaries saw the light in you even when you couldn't see it yourself. They sensed your spiritual authority long before you understood your purpose. That is why they tried to sabotage you early. That is why they spoke against you, why they doubted you, why they whispered your name with envy instead of honor. They recognized your destiny before you recognized your identity, and it terrified them. Some of the people who hurt you weren't acting from logic. They were acting from spiritual intimidation. Something about your presence disturbed their darkness. Something about your spirit exposed their intentions. Something about your growth reminded them of their stagnation. So they fought you, not because you were wrong, but because you were chosen. And God saw it all. Every conversation where your name was mishandled. Every moment someone tried to block your progress. Every attempt to twist your truth into something false. Every smile that hid a hidden agenda. Every quiet attempt to create delays in your journey. Heaven has been taking note long before you realized a war was taking place. Nothing you endured went unseen. Nothing you survived went without spiritual recognition. That is why the shift happening now is not just emotional. It is divine justice unfolding. Your adversaries are trembling now, and they don't even understand why. Something in their spirit senses that the power they once had over you is gone. They feel distance where they once felt access. They feel uncertainty where they once felt control. They feel exposed where they once felt secure. The energy around you has changed because God has stepped in. The very forces that once worked against you are losing their influence. I need you to understand the magnitude of this moment. When heaven intervenes, nothing can continue as it was. The tables begin to turn. The plans formed in secrecy begin to unravel. People who were bold in their attacks suddenly become quiet. People who underestimated you start watching you. People who once dismissed you begin to feel the weight of your rising. Do not be surprised if certain people begin distancing themselves from you. It's not because they've changed. They simply cannot remain close now that their intentions are being spiritually exposed. Some individuals are already feeling discomfort around your name. They don't know how to explain it, but their spirits are aware. God has placed a shield around you, and whatever they sent toward you is returning to them. Remember the moments when you questioned why certain relationships ended without explanation. That was protection. Remember when opportunities slipped from your hands for reasons that made no sense at the time. That was alignment. Remember when people suddenly turned against you without cause. That was revelation. God was not punishing you, He was preserving you. You have outgrown environments that were never meant to hold your destiny. You have outgrown people who were only assigned to your past, not your future. You have outgrown cycles that tried to repeat themselves. That is why the tension has been so intense recently. When a chosen one is nearing elevation, the spiritual atmosphere shifts violently. Darkness makes a final attempt to pull you back just before heaven pushes you forward. But hear me clearly, you are not going backward. That season is over. The warfare you've been experiencing is not a sign of defeat. It is a sign of transition. You are breaking through barriers that were designed to hold generations before you. You are stepping into authority that your ancestors prayed for. You are becoming the version of yourself that heaven always intended. Your enemies can sense it even if they don't understand it. They feel the loss of the spiritual foothold they once had. They feel the presence surrounding you now, a presence they cannot fight or manipulate. They feel the decline of their influence and the rise of your protection. And because they cannot harm you anymore, they resort to fear, confusion, or distance. Let them retreat. Let them fall silent. Let them tremble. A chosen one rising is one of the most feared events in the spiritual realm. And you right now are rising. You may not feel victorious yet, but heaven has already declared your victory. You may not see the full picture yet, but the spiritual realm is already shifting in your favor. God has stepped into the story, and the moment He intervenes, the battle is no longer yours. It becomes His. And that is why the people who plotted against you are uneasy. They were prepared for a fight with you, but they were not prepared for a fight with God. They underestimated whom they were really up against. Your strength is about to surprise them. Your elevation is about to confuse them. Your resilience is about to silence them. Not through revenge, not through confrontation, but through divine promotion. You survived the battle. Now heaven is preparing the victory. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey when the quiet work of heaven becomes visible, undeniable, and unshakable. You are entering that moment now. I can feel the shift settling around you like a mantle, something ancient and sacred being placed upon your shoulders, something that announces silently but powerfully that the time for hidden suffering is ending. This is the season in which God reveals justice publicly, not as punishment, but as alignment, as restoration, as proof that what you endured was never in vain. I need you to understand that divine justice does not always arrive as thunder, nor does it appear as vengeance. More often, it arrives as clarity. It arrives when the truth rises to the surface, when masks fall off effortlessly, when hidden intentions float into the light. And right now, that revelation is unfolding around you. Everything that was once concealed is becoming visible. This is not coincidence. This is orchestration. This is the universe readjusting itself to honor what was taken from you. There were people who believed they could mistreat you without consequence because you did not fight back. They assumed your silence was weakness, when in reality, your silence was strategy. God was observing. God was gathering evidence. God was preparing the moment when all would be exposed without you having to lift a single finger. The justice that is coming is not vindictive. It is restorative. It is the kind of justice that returns peace to your heart and power to your presence. You are about to see a reversal of fortune so dramatic that even you will find yourself stunned by the suddenness of it. Where you were once overlooked, you will be seen. Where you were once doubted, you will be respected. Where you were once excluded, you will be invited. Where you were once drained, you will overflow. This reversal is not created by human hands. It is constructed by divine intention. God has decided that the season of delay is over. You may feel confused right now because nothing in your physical environment seems to reflect the magnitude of what I'm telling you. But that is how spiritual shifts work. They begin in the unseen before they manifest in the physical. Both realms are aligning around your name in this moment. Doors that were shut are unlocking. People who resisted you are reconsidering. Circumstances that seemed stagnant are beginning to move. You may not hear the sound yet, but the ground beneath your life is rearranging. This is the stage where healing becomes undeniable. Not the kind of healing that merely soothes the old wound, but the kind that uproots it completely. The kind that replaces bitterness with wisdom, heartbreak with strength, confusion with purpose. Everything you endured has prepared you for this moment of awakening. You are not simply recovering. You are evolving. You are not simply getting back to who you were. You are becoming someone far more powerful than you imagined. Let me tell you the truth that heaven keeps confirming. Your victory has already been declared. You are not fighting for it. You are walking into it. God is about to demonstrate publicly and unmistakably that His hand has been on your life this entire time. People will see it. People who doubted you will have no choice but to acknowledge it. People who tried to block you will witness your rise. You won't have to speak. Your elevation will do the talking for you. There is a spiritual law at work here, a law that says whatever was formed against you must collapse when divine timing activates. And divine timing is activating now. The plans made in darkness are losing their power. The intentions spoken behind your back are dissolving. The energy that once suffocated you is lifting, releasing, falling apart. You are stepping out of spiritual oppression and into spiritual authority. As your guide in this moment, I want to speak directly to the parts of you that still feel wounded. You have carried the weight of abandonment, betrayal, and misunderstanding for far too long. You learned to function while hurting, to smile while breaking, to rise while bleeding. But this is the season when God heals the parts of you you didn't talk about, the parts of you that felt invisible, the parts that questioned why you were chosen for so much difficulty. Healing is coming like a quiet wave, soft but unstoppable. You will feel yourself returning to a sense of wholeness you haven't felt in years. You will wake up with clarity instead of confusion, peace instead of pressure, confidence instead of fear. The internal war that once consumed you will lose its voice. You are entering a spiritual recalibration where everything broken is being restored. And as you heal, you rise. As you rise, you transform. And as you transform, your enemies will fall silent, not because you sought revenge, but because your breakthrough speaks louder than their words ever could. This is why I need you to stay present, stay aligned, stay open. Don't retreat into old patterns of self-doubt or unworthiness. Do not shrink to make others comfortable. Do not return to the places where your spirit dimmed itself just to survive. You are stepping into a level of visibility that requires you to stand tall. Heaven cannot elevate someone who insists on hiding. You are being called to step into the light. And when you step into that light, something extraordinary happens. The burdens that once weighed you down begin to fall away. The fears that once held you back begin to fade. The people who once hurt you lose access to your spirit. You step into a realm of spiritual authority where you no longer ask for permission to exist. You stand as the person God designed, not the person the world tried to reduce you to. I want you to feel the truth of this. You are not rising alone. You are rising with divine backing. Every step you take now is accompanied by guidance, protection, and favor. Even when the path seems uncertain, you will be led. Even when you feel momentarily unsure, you will be held. The same God who saw your tears is the God who is preparing your victory. And because this season is divinely ordained, I want to give you a call to action, not a physical action, but a spiritual one. I want you to make a decision within yourself. Decide that you will no longer carry what God has already taken from you. Decide that you will no longer apologize for your light. Decide that you will no longer shrink from your calling. Decide that you will step boldly into the life heaven intended for you. Your victory is not coming. Your victory is here. Your reversal is not forming. Your reversal is unfolding. Your justice is not pending. Your justice is manifesting. You are the chosen one, protected, elevated, and unstoppable. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can prevent what God has prepared for you now. There is something I need you to understand with a level of clarity you may have never had before. The attacks you faced were not personal in the way you once thought. They were not simply the result of human cruelty, nor were they isolated moments of bad luck or misfortune. They were reactions, psychological, spiritual, and energetic, to the truth of who you are. When a soul carries a divine assignment, the world around it shifts. People respond to you not based on who you appear to be, but based on what their spirits sense in you. And many times they sense your mission long before you understand it yourself. You have always been different, but not because you tried to be. Your presence has a way of unsettling environments that rely on complacency, dishonesty, or spiritual stagnation. When you walk into a room, something in the atmosphere changes. Some people feel inspired, awakened, even comforted. Others feel exposed, threatened, destabilized. This contrast is not random. It is the paradox of being chosen. Light awakens some and irritates others. The same fire that warms one heart will reveal shadows in another. You were not attacked because you were weak. You were attacked because you were illuminating. Your adversaries, whether they realized it or not, were reacting to your purpose. Their spirits recognized your calling even when their minds didn't. They felt the intensity of your destiny before you even spoke it aloud. And because they lacked the maturity or self-awareness to confront their own insecurities, they projected those insecurities onto you. That projection became envy, sabotage, gossip, betrayal, competition. They were not fighting who you were, they were fighting who you were becoming. This is one of the paradoxical laws of a chosen soul. The more light you carry, the more you disrupt. Not because you seek conflict, but because you reveal truth simply by existing. Authenticity exposes pretense. Confidence exposes insecurity. Purpose exposes instability. Love exposes fear. And people who are not ready to see themselves clearly often attack the person who reflects truth back to them. You became a mirror they were not prepared to look into. But here is the deeper truth beneath that. The attacks were not meant to destroy you. They were meant to develop you. Every wound strengthened your discernment. Every betrayal sharpened your intuition. Every disappointment refined your wisdom. You learned to read energy instead of words, intentions instead of gestures, patterns instead of promises. What once felt like punishment was actually preparation. Heaven allowed you to experience just enough adversity to shape you, but never enough to break you. You were being trained for your mission without realizing you were in training at all. And what is that mission? It is the calling that your soul carried long before your body entered this world. A calling that requires resilience, empathy, spiritual intelligence, and emotional depth. All qualities formed within you through your suffering. You were not meant to simply survive this life. You were meant to guide, to elevate, to awaken. Chosen ones are not selected for comfort. They are selected for impact, and impact requires understanding. This is why you have always felt older than your age. This is why people confided in you even when you had no one to confide in. This is why strangers felt comfortable telling you their secrets. This is why you could sense dishonesty even before evidence appeared. Your soul has been operating on a different frequency, one that others recognized even when you didn't. But with that frequency comes responsibility, and responsibility attracts resistance. You were attacked because your soul is not aligned with mediocrity, manipulation, or spiritual blindness. You were attacked because your spirit carries authority. Authority that was inherited, not learned. Authority that was activated through hardship. Authority that now, after everything you have survived, cannot be taken from you. Another paradoxical law of the chosen is this. The more they try to silence you, the more your voice grows. The more they try to limit you, the more your spirit expands. The more they try to push you out, the more God positions you higher. What they meant for harm becomes the very fuel for your elevation. What they tried to dismantle becomes the foundation of your transformation. What they tried to hide becomes the light that reveals them. And that is exactly what is happening now. Part of why the attacks intensified was because your spirit reached a point of no return. Your destiny was becoming too active, your purpose too undeniable, your intuition too sharp. You became harder to manipulate, harder to confuse, harder to drain. People who once felt comfortable taking advantage of your kindness found themselves blocked by your boundaries. Individuals who once thrived in your naivety found themselves disarmed by your clarity. They could no longer control you, so they began to fear you. Fear often disguises itself as hostility, and hostility often disguises itself as passive-aggressive behavior, silence, distance, criticism, or subtle sabotage. But beneath the behavior is always the same truth. They recognized your power before you did. If you ever wondered why certain people treated you as a threat, even when you offered them nothing but peace, understand this. Some spirits can sense when a chosen soul is about to activate. Your glow irritated their shadows. Your potential activated their jealousy. Your future intimidated their present. Your endurance contradicted their expectations. You were not the cause of their behavior. You were simply the catalyst that revealed what was already inside them. But now that heaven has intervened, The psychological and spiritual dynamics have shifted. Those who once felt emboldened in their attacks now feel exposed. Those who once felt confident in their manipulation now feel insecure. Those who once felt superior now feel unsettled, not because you retaliated, but because divine justice has rebalanced the energy around your life. And now you stand at the edge of your mission with a new level of perception. You can see through people with ease. You observe patterns quickly. You catch subtle shifts in tone, expression, and intention. You are no longer easily influenced or deceived. You are grounded in your identity, connected to your intuition, and supported by forces greater than anything that has attempted to stop you. This clarity is not just for protection, it is for purpose. You were shaped to serve a higher role in this world, one that requires strength forged in adversity and compassion forged in pain. Your wounds became wisdom, your struggles became strategy, your tears became transformation. Everything that happened to you has prepared you for what you are stepping into now. And the mission that awaits you is not small, it is not fragile, it is not temporary. It is soul deep, divinely orchestrated, and spiritually protected. You are stepping into a life where your presence heals, your resilience inspires, and your voice awakens others to their own power. You were attacked because you carry impact. You survived because you carry purpose. And now, as the interference fades and the path clears, you will begin to walk in that purpose with confidence. You are not rising by accident, you are rising by design. Now that we have walked through the depth of what shaped you, I want you to feel something that perhaps you haven't allowed yourself to feel in a very long time. The fullness of who you are becoming. Because despite everything you endured, despite every wound, every sleepless night, every moment of confusion, you are still here, not broken, not defeated, but awakened, strengthened, elevated, and that alone tells me everything I need to know about you. It confirms what heaven has been saying from the beginning. You are a chosen one, and nothing formed against you has prevailed. You have carried a weight that would have collapsed others. You have survived losses that could have shattered the average spirit. You walked through seasons where the world seemed dim, where hope felt distant, where faith was the only thing holding your soul together, and still you rose. Every time life pushed you to the edge, you found a way to step back, breathe, and fight again. That resilience is not ordinary human strength. It is divine. It is woven into your DNA. It is the signature of someone heaven has marked with purpose. If you look closely now, you will realize that the very experiences designed to weaken you became the blueprint of your power. You learned how to love without losing yourself. You learned how to forgive without reopening the door for harm. You learned how to remain kind without allowing people to mistake your kindness for vulnerability. Most importantly, you learned how to trust yourself, your intuition, your discernment, your inner knowing. That trust is sacred. It is the compass that will guide you into everything God has prepared for you next. And I want you to hear this clearly. Your story is about to shift in ways that will make sense of every moment of confusion. What once felt like chaos will reveal itself as divine choreography. What once felt like rejection will reveal itself as redirection. What once felt like attack will reveal itself as activation. You were not being broken, you were being forged. Not being delayed, you were being aligned. Not being punished, you were being prepared. Heaven is not finished with you. In fact, heaven is only just beginning to show you the magnitude of what has been stored for your life. There are blessings with your name on them that no one can intercept. There are opportunities forming around you that no one can sabotage. There are doors preparing to open that no one can shut. You are stepping into a season where the light on your life grows brighter, your path grows clearer, and your spirit grows stronger. Nothing in this world or beyond it can dismantle what God has ordained for you now. And if there is one final truth I want you to take with you, it is this: you are not walking into your future alone. You are surrounded, Spiritually, divinely, unshakably, angels have walked beside you through every silent battle. God has carried you through every moment you thought you wouldn't survive. The protection over your life is not fragile, it is absolute. The intervention that just occurred is proof of how fiercely heaven guards its chosen. So let this be the moment you release the past, fully, completely, intentionally. Let go of the fear that kept you small. Let go of the wounds that tried to define you. Let go of the voices that told you you were not enough. You are more than enough. You always were, and now, as you step into this next chapter, you will live from that truth rather than the shadows of old pain. Your rise will be gentle but undeniable, quiet but powerful, gradual but unstoppable. The people who once doubted you will watch in silence as God elevates you. The ones who plotted against you will witness your blessings unfold. And those who truly belong in your life will recognize your transformation as something sacred. Before we close, I want to leave you with a spiritual call to action, not an instruction of force, but an invitation of alignment. From this moment on, choose to walk with intention. Choose to honor your worth. Choose to protect your peace. Choose to trust divine timing. Choose to embrace the calling on your life, even when it feels bigger than you. Because the truth is, it is bigger than you. And that is why heaven walks with you. Stand tall now, stand firm, stand as the person you were always meant to be. You are not who the world tried to convince you you were. You are who God designed, chosen, protected, guided, destined. And though this message is coming to an end, your transformation is not. Something continues to unfold within you even after these words fade. Something continues to rise, something continues to awaken. That is the echo of your purpose calling you forward. Go with strength, go with clarity, go with confidence. You are chosen. You are protected. You are rising. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what comes next.